Hello there, everyone. I'm Bianca. My story starts when my parents suddenly passed away. I was actually an oops baby, so I was born when my parents were pretty old. I had a sibling, Leo, who was also a lot older than me. However, we had a great bond and he was the best brother in the world. I use the word was because my brother is no longer in this world. I will tell you what happened, but first you need to know what started all of this. When my parents died, I was only 16. The biggest disadvantage of being a late baby is that I didn't have a lot of relatives to depend on. If my brother hadn't taken me in, I would have gone to foster care. Leo swooped in and took me when both my parents died. He took me to his house that he had purchased recently. Leo didn't have to take me in, but he did. I was always grateful to him for doing that. However, there was one person who didn't like that at all. It was his then girlfriend, Eliza. Eliza and Leo were together for 6 years and were planning to get married soon. They lived together at my brother's house, which was supposed to be theirs after marriage. Eliza didn't want me in my space and fought with me a lot. She said, "Why don't you just go and find another place? This house isn't an orphanage, you know." "What are you talking about, Eliza? I am not an adult. Where would I go?" "That's not my problem, Bianca. I don't want you here, since this is my house. I wish Leo would just kick you out like I wanted him to." "This is Leo's house, Eliza. He is the one who paid for it. It was his decision to take me in. You can't just ask me to leave like that." "I can't ask you to leave, but I promise I won't let you live here in peace." Eliza kept her promise and made my life a nightmare. She would constantly berate me and make me do all the household chores. She didn't work, so she had all day to torment me. She called me names and even made fun of my dead parents. Leo did his best to shut down this behavior. He even told her point blank that he wouldn't give me up for foster care. Eliza didn't like that, but couldn't really argue. So she started to do these things behind Leo's back. She absolutely destroyed my mental health, and I felt unwelcome in my own brother's house. A year passed like this, and I just couldn't wait to turn 18 so that I could leave. Leo and I were still close, but I just couldn't take Eliza's torment. I didn't want to complain to Leo because I was already a burden to him. He loved Eliza a lot, so I didn't have it in me to cause problems with his girlfriend. However, I later realized that even though Leo loved Eliza a lot, Eliza was faking her love and loyalty to my brother. I found out about it randomly one day. I was already a little depressed because Leo had been feeling really sick for a few weeks, and I was worried about him. Eliza took this opportunity to say, "I don't know how shameless you can be, Bianca. Your sick brother is spending so much money on you, and you're doing nothing to help." "What do you want me to do, Eliza? I have already offered him money from my odd jobs, but he won't take it." "You could always give me the money." "Why would I do that? You don't earn money, so it's not like I should give you anything." "No, I don't earn money, but I am allowing you to live in my space. One day I will kick out your worthless self, and then you will be sorry. I'm just counting the days until you turn 18. Eliza didn't know that I felt the same way. However, her wish to see me turn 18 would end up badly for her. When I turned 18, her life crumbled. Why? Because I caught her cheating on my brother the very same day. I was out with my friends for lunch at a cafe in the next town. When we pulled up to the cafe, I saw my sister-in-law's car parked in the parking lot of that cafe. I knew it was her car because she had a weird sticker on the back. Also, I recognized her car's number plate. What was confusing was the fact that Eliza had no reason to be in that area. I figured that she was meeting up with some friends. She rarely told me anything about her own life, so that was a possibility. Still, I was a little hesitant to go into the cafe. My instincts were tingling and I felt a weird kind of nervousness. I chalked it up to the fact that I was always full of anxiety around Eliza. She did have a habit of going berserk on me any chance she got, so I kept a low profile when I entered the cafe, trying to avoid getting spotted by her. My friends understood the situation and even selected a seat for us that was in the fastest corner away from Eliza. I thought that since Eliza hadn't spotted me, I would be able to have an uneventful lunch before leaving as fast as I could. However, I was wrong about that. My day was about to get much more interesting. Almost halfway through our meal, a friend of mine nudged me and whispered something into my ear. I was very confused when she told me to look at Eliza and see what she was doing. When I did look at her, I was shocked to see her openly smooching a man who wasn't my brother. Now, that was something I hadn't expected to see in a million years. I knew Eliza was a nasty woman, but I didn't know she was a cheater as well. Eliza was having a nice time with her boy toy, while my sick brother was slaving away to maintain their lifestyle. I was shocked, but also filled with rage. For a moment, I thought about confronting her then and there. I wanted to scream at her publicly so that everyone knew what a snake she was. However, I stopped myself from doing that. I didn't want to get thrown out of the cafe and miss my chance to collect proof of Eliza's cheating. I needed to take pictures and have proof so that I could tell my brother about it. I didn't want to give her an outlet to claim that I was making things up and that she was only out with a friend platonically. So instead of making a scene in public, I secretly took pictures and videos of Eliza openly kissing and being all cuddly with her affair partner. Then I left the cafe as soon as I could. I had my friend drive me straight to my brother's office and texted him to meet me during lunch. I wanted to talk to him alone without Eliza interfering. So I met him outside his work. Leo looked a little concerned that I was there out of the blue. He said, "What's the matter, Bianca? Why did you have to meet me like this? You don't look very happy either. Is something wrong with you?" "No, nothing's wrong with me, Leo. I'm fine. There's just something I need to tell you about Eliza." "What happened, Bianca? Is she sick or hurt or something? Tell me right now. You're making me worried." Leo's concern went straight to my heart like a dagger. My brother really loved Eliza, and I was sane enough to see that. Anyone could tell that he was madly in love with her, and had always been this way. I mean, the man literally dragged himself to work every day despite being sick, just so Eliza and I could have a good life. He loved her with all his heart, and in return, Eliza was giving him the worst betrayal of his life. I was having a hard time mustering the courage to tell Leo what was going on. I said, "Your girlfriend's fine, Leo. She isn't sick or hurt, but she has been doing something very wrong." "What do you mean, Bianca?" "I don't like being the one delivering the news, but Eliza is having an affair, Leo." "Is this a joke, Bianca? This better not be a joke, because it isn't funny at all." "I know how much you love Eliza, Leo. I would never joke about something like this. She is cheating on you. I saw her today." "Look, Bianca, just because you had trouble with Eliza, that doesn't mean you can accuse her of anything. I'm already on your side, Bianca. You don't have to make up things to make her look bad." I wasn't horrified to know that Leo wasn't believing what I said. He was a man madly in love and trusted his girlfriend more than anyone else in the world. Yes, his words were hurtful, but I could tell that he was simply in denial. I tried not to mind his words and instead concentrated on convincing him that I was telling the truth. I looked at Leo with pity and said, "I'm not lying to get her in trouble, Leo. Eliza really is cheating on you. You have to believe me. I just saw her openly kissing and almost making out with a guy." This is getting out of hand, Bianca. I don't appreciate the way you're holding on to your lies. I didn't expect this from you. You were simply in denial, Leo. I'm telling you the truth. I can prove it to you as well. Eliza is not the woman you think she is. I'm slowly getting mad at you now, Bianca. I won't say Eliza is a saint, but I know she would never cheat on me. She loves me a lot. I thought so too, Leo. But I was wrong, and so are you. You have to believe me. Leo, here, I can show you proof that she's cheating. Fine. Show me what you have. I know for a fact that you don't have anything on her. Either you misunderstood the situation or lied. You better be telling the truth. Otherwise, there will be consequences, Bianca. Leo was super mad at me and basically yelled at me. I was trying to hold back tears because his words hurt me a lot. Still, I tried to be understanding. My brother's life was about to crumble and he needed at least one person on his side. He opened his house for me when I had nowhere to go. The least I could do was try to be understanding when he was having a hard time dealing with the truth. I didn't yell back at Leo at all. Instead, I just pulled out my phone and showed him the pictures. Leo watched it silently as I saw several different emotions flash on his face. His scowl deepened, but now he was no longer angry. He just looked lost. It was heartbreaking to see my brother slowly realize that the woman he loved betrayed him. He was quiet for a long time and was staring straight ahead at nothing in particular. He was in pain and I knew it. I quietly touched his shoulder and said, "I didn't want to show you the pictures. But since you didn't believe me, I was left with no choice. I'm sorry, Leo." "You did the right thing, Bianca. I wasn't believing you, so you had to show me." "I am sorry I yelled at you. I didn't think this could be possible." "I'm sorry, Leo. You didn't deserve this to happen to you. I thought you should know what your girlfriend is doing so that you don't remain in the dark." "Listen to me, Bianca. I have to go back to work. My lunch break is almost over. Let's just pretend we never had this conversation. Don't mention this to anyone and try to act normal. I'll talk to you about this later." Leo mechanically said these things and went back to his office. Seeing him in so much pain and being unable to express it was just heartbreaking. I had expected my brother to break down in tears, but this was much worse. He had just gone numb. At that time, my hate for Eliza had grown 10 times more than what it was before. She had been mean to me, and I let things go. However, I drew the line when she messed with my brother. Now, I was going to interfere in her life and make sure she paid for what she did to me and Leo. I gave my brother time, just like he asked. I stopped talking to Eliza altogether, but she didn't care as usual. She was glad that I was disappearing from her life and making myself scarce. Leo was acting normal with her, which means she never suspected that we knew anything. During this time, I received the worst news of my life. The news that I never imagined I would get. Just a year after losing my parents, I found out I was losing my brother as well. The doctors were finally able to figure out what was wrong with Leo. He was diagnosed with leukemia. It was bad and he was only given a few months to live. When Leo told me, I was devastated. I cried for days and so did Eliza, but I could tell that her tears were fake. She wasn't in love with my brother anymore. I knew that for sure when she approached me the day after Leo told us his diagnosis. Eliza had this smug look on her face when she cornered me before I went to school. She looked at me with a smirk and said, "I just wanted to remind you what I have been saying for the last year. I have no interest in keeping you in my home. You lasted a year only because of Leo. Otherwise, I would have kicked you out sooner. This is my brother's house, Eliza. You couldn't just kick me out whenever you wanted. He wouldn't have allowed it anyway." "That's true, Eliza." Lord knows how hard I tried to get rid of you, but you are still here like the pest that you are. You won't be here for long, though. What is that supposed to mean, Eliza? I hope you know that this house will be mine when Leo passes away. Once he does, I will have full power to kick you out to the streets. Nothing will stop me then. Have you no shame, Bianca? Your boyfriend is dying, and all you care about is kicking me out? I was appalled by Eliza's behavior. It had been a single day since we were told that Leo was dying. Instead of worrying about her boyfriend and grieving their little time, she was thinking about what she would do after he died. Kicking me out and enjoying her husband's riches was the only thought that was on Eliza's mind all the time. I felt disgusted by her, but wasn't surprised. If she had really loved my brother, she would not have cheated like a filthy woman. I stopped being in her presence because it disgusted me so much. She still left for girl dates, which I know for sure are hookup dates with her affair partner. But since Leo wasn't saying anything, I didn't feel like it was my place to say anything either. I was already pretty traumatized by what was happening in my life to care about Eliza. A few weeks passed and I thought that Leo may have forgiven his girlfriend after all. I never approached Leo on my own because I respected his decision and wanted him to make his own choices. Plus, I knew that his diagnosis had turned his life upside down, and maybe Eliza's cheating was insignificant to him now. But one day he came to talk to me when Eliza was out to see her friends. Leo walked up to me and said, "I thought we could talk today, Bianca. Eliza is out with her affair partner as usual, so we have some privacy to talk about everything." "Does Eliza know that you know about the affair?" "No, Bianca, she doesn't know. I didn't tell her, and I would prefer it to be this way." "You won't even confront her about this, Leo? Will you let her get away with this?" "Nope, I'm not doing that either. Listen to me, Bianca. I've been pretty lenient on her all through my life, but now I see that I did wrong. I always believed that deep down she was a good woman, but I was wrong. I wish I would have just stood up to her sooner. I even let her treat you like garbage." "It's not your fault, Leo. I don't blame you for any of that. You gave me a roof over my head, even when you didn't have to, and you did your best to protect me. It's all on Eliza, who's at fault here." It was true, guys. I didn't blame Leo for anything. It wasn't like he supported whatever Eliza said or did to me. Whenever he caught her being mean to me, he would tell her to stop and apologize. And that's why Eliza started to verbally abuse me in secret so that Leo wouldn't find out. I never told him because I didn't want to seem ungrateful. He loved his girlfriend, and I hated myself when they fought because of me. That night, Leo and I had a heart-to-heart conversation about Eliza. I told him everything she had done to me and the things she had been telling me. Leo was shocked to know that his girlfriend had been so horrible to me. He seemed extremely remorseful and said, "I failed to protect you because I couldn't look past my love for my girlfriend. I'm a failure of a brother, Bianca. I'm so sorry." No, don't say that, Leo. You are the best brother ever. Eliza is the one to blame for everything. She betrayed you too, remember? That's my punishment for being such a blind fool. I can't believe I gave that woman my everything. I know it's not my place to say anything, but you have to do something, Leo. You can't let her get away with this. No, I'm not going to do anything. If I confront her and divorce her, she will end up taking away half of my savings and even the house. I will be stuck paying alimony while losing my own home. I won't let her enjoy the rest of her life on my dime. So, you're going to let her have an affair and stay in an unhappy marriage? I have to, Bianca. At least for the time that I'm alive. You know that I won't be alive for long anyway. I can pretend to be happy for the rest of my life, but I do have something planned for her after I die. I'll tell you the plan, but Eliza won't find out before I die. Leo then proceeded to tell me exactly what he had planned for his dear girlfriend. I must say that he came up with a great plan after all. All these weeks he had been thinking about these things and realized that he wasn't going to let her get away with this. Divorce would have been pointless because then Eliza would have left with a lot of money and maybe even half of the house, Leo said. I don't want to jeopardize your future, Bianca. I was the only one you had. I'm going to make sure you have everything it takes to have a good life. You don't have to worry about that, Leo. I will manage something. I must say that your plan is great, though. Don't worry about me. I'll soon turn 18 anyway. Let's just hope that I'm able to stick around to see it. I don't want to miss it. If I'm able to see you turn 18 before I die, I will die a happy man. I would know that you're not going to foster care or depending on someone else for your needs. Believe me, Bianca, that's my only wish now. My brother's wish came true. He was able to celebrate my 18th birthday with me before he died. And by then, he was already pretty weak and we knew that the end was near. Still, he was able to enjoy my birthday and even let me cry on his shoulder that night. It's been a while since he's passed away and I still get tears in my eyes when I think about him. I cried a lot of times while writing this story because I was missing my brother. I just hope wherever he is happy. Leo's death was a huge blow to me even when I knew that he was going to die. I truly felt alone since my parents passed away. The nights after he passed away, I cried for several days until I didn't have tears anymore. I shut myself in my room because going out and remembering that my brother wasn't home was breaking me from the inside. I don't know what Eliza was up to because I had no energy for her. I did see her affair partner come to visit her a few times before the funeral. I was too heartbroken to care, and I knew that she wouldn't have much more time to enjoy these privileges. I was simply waiting for the day when I would reveal everything and watch Eliza's life crumble. The day before the funeral and reading of the will, Eliza came to me with a smug smile on her face. I immediately knew what she wanted and was preparing myself to deliver some cold revenge. I stood motionless in the kitchen and let her come and gloat about her imaginary power. Just as I had suspected, she said, "I hope you have your bags packed, Bianca." "Why would I have my bags packed, Eliza? I'm not taking a vacation." "No, you're not taking a vacation. You're simply leaving this house and looking for other accommodation." "Why would I do that, Eliza? I'm perfectly fine living here. I don't need to find new accommodation." "You do remember the warning I gave you before Leo died, right, Bianca? I let you stay in this house so long because Leo wouldn't kick you out. But he is dead now. This house belongs to me now, and I have no place for you. I expect you to leave after the funeral or I will call the cops on you." Eliza was confident that she would finally be able to kick me out of Leo's house. I knew why she had been thinking this way. Even though they weren't married, Leo loved Eliza, and right until the day he discovered that she was cheating on him. Eliza didn't know that Leo had found out about it, so she had naturally assumed that the house and the rest of Leo's assets would go to her. She may have suspected that Leo would leave me something, but she didn't believe that he would leave me anything other than a few sentimental items and some money. Sadly for her, Leo had totally changed the game and did something she could never imagine. I said, "It's rich of you to think that this house belongs to you now." "Why wouldn't I think that? I know this house is mine. It was always meant to be mine since Leo and I had planned to get married. He had actually bought the house for me, you know." "It is true that Leo had bought this house for you. He did love you a lot and was willing to give you the world." "Yes, he did love me a lot, which is why he had left me everything. And that means now I have the power to kick you out. And believe me, I will, Bianca." "Don't you ever feel that you are overconfident in your plans? I mean, You played the part of the doting girlfriend very well, but did you really think that you wouldn't be caught? Eliza was now looking a little nervous because she was trying to hide it. I saw her wringing her hands and purse her lips when I said those words. She looked agitated, like she hadn't expected me to talk or to get her this way. Gone was her smug attitude, and in its place, nervousness coated her features. She said in a suspicious tone, "What do you mean, Bianca? What did I do that I would get caught? Are you saying that you don't know what you did?" "I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about." "I am talking about the fact that you cheated on my brother, Eliza." Eliza now looked shocked when I revealed that I knew her dirty little secret. She had really thought that no one would find out about her little affair. However, she was wrong, because I did find out and made sure to tell Leo about it. My dear Eliza was unaware of this. She was nervous about getting caught, but reined in her expression and gave me a nasty look, saying, "Oh, so you found out about it? Look, there's no point in trying to threaten me, Bianca. Leo is already dead, so it's not like you can use this information against me now. I want you out of my house tomorrow, Bianca. If you don't leave, I will have my new boyfriend throw you out." "Calm down, Eliza. There's no use telling me to leave my home." "Are you stupid, Bianca? This is my house, not yours." "Well, no, Eliza, this house is actually mine since my brother left it to me." "What did you say? Leo left this house to you?" "Yes, that is exactly what I said, Eliza. Leo willed me this house, so it's not yours." Eliza went quiet and looked very surprised. She hadn't expected this to happen, and I think she had a hard time believing what I said. She was probably in denial because she had meticulously planned to kick me out since the house was hers. Now she had just been told that the house actually belonged to me. She looked panicked and said, No, that can't be true. You were lying to me so that I don't kick you out." "I'm not lying, Eliza. You will find that out soon enough." "No, Leo can't leave this house to you. This house should have been mine. We planned everything." "Too bad your plans to enjoy my brother's house with your boyfriend will not work out anymore. This house is not yours, and practically everything my brother had is mine. My brother knew that you were having an affair and left everything to me as revenge." "No, this can't be true. This can't be true." "If you want to be in denial, do just that. My brother's will be read tomorrow, so you will find out anyway. And after that happens, I actually want you out of my house." I said my part and I left to go to my room. Eliza was still in denial and thought that I was bluffing. However, after my brother's funeral, his will was read and Eliza's dreams came crashing down for real. My brother hadn't left her a dime. Leo left everything to me as he had planned. He did leave her a letter condemning her for cheating on him. The best part was that a lot of her friends and family were present when the letter was read, so they all got to know about her affair, and they were shocked and disgusted with Eliza. Her own family called her nasty words and made her leave the church, crying. When I went back home, Eliza screamed at me and told me how it had ruined her life. There were threats made about suing, but frankly, she had no leg to stand on. Eliza, she was only entitled to half of their joint account, which she had already drained for his funeral. I didn't care because she had ultimately used it for my brother. Anyway, I gave Eliza a gold piece and told her that I didn't care what she thought about me. I also informed her that I was going to kick her out, and that's when the waterworks started. Without a job and with her own family turning her out of the door, Eliza had nowhere to go. I graciously gave her a month's notice, during which she realized I was her only option. She begged and cried for me to let her stay, but I didn't allow her. Her own boyfriend ditched her because he was counting on her having money and a house. And when that didn't happen, he simply upped and left. As we now speak, Eliza is living with 3 roommates in a dingy apartment and working a low-level job to make ends meet. Meanwhile, I am at Leo's home, which has now become mine.